the 8, the 9, or the F5, crouched in a hole like a mud street fugitive. Every day a different version of firing it away like a wild-eyed suicide. Avalanche. Yeah, I'll take my tune from it. Right, David Gray here, I'm going into Euphoria with a little bit of Nemesis from my new album. 'Neath an avalanche, soft as moss, I am a creeping and intangible sense of loss. I'm the memory you can't get out your head. But if I leave you now, you wish you were somewhere else instead. Well, you're not, you're right here, so let's get on with it. It's Euphoria time. Questions are coming thick and fast like a hail of bullets. Here's the first.
Alright, you ready for this one?
Oh yeah.
David, tell me your first musical memory.
First musical memory. Well, I guess it's a sort of wash of kind of music coming up from the sitting room downstairs, and that when we lived in Manchester, which would have been like sort of late 60s, early 70s music, like, you know, Cat Stevens, Rod Stewart in particular, Elton John, Goodbye Yellow Brick Road, Sgt. Pepper's, those records permeating through the floorboards upstairs to the bedrooms, the sort of whiff of cigar smoke and wine and lively chatter. So that's probably the first. It's kind of positive memory, really. Nothing's changed apart from the cigar smoke. Well, it's obviously music's something I need. You know, it's like it strengthens me. So I've sacrificed a lot for music, and it sort of looks after me a bit. So it's a complex relationship. So it's like no sooner if I use these new songs up, or rather I'm used to their shape. You know, I play them night in, night out, and by the time this tour's finished in a year or so, you know, I'll have played Fugitive, you know, 1,000 times, and then I need something else. I need a new adventure, so I have to go and I'm thirsty for the blossoming of something new and a new shape that expresses the thoughts I'm having and the mood that I'm in then at some of the future points. So it's sort of, it's not as if they get used up, but you get used to them, and you need something else. It's like a new path to the waterfall. You have to find a new way to walk through the woods or walk through the city that keeps your mind awake. So I never choose to go the same way twice. I guess sometimes I write music out of a mood that I'm in, you know. It's like, oh, I feel wistful today. Because I'm always trying to write music, it's like maybe sometimes I'll capture that mood, or that mood will lead to a certain type of song. You know, or pissed off today, or whatever it is, you know. I've got a bee in my bonnet, and that bee becomes a song. So I don't know, the songs are just about being alive, but you know, they're obviously slightly more specific than that in each instance, you know, but sometimes not. I basically write sort of approximately two kinds of songs. One's sort of narrative and obviously quite easy to follow. It's a story song that seems to need sort of resolution of some kind. It sort of resolves some sort of plot to it. And then another one which is just basically a juxtaposition of lots of images which create a collective effect, which have a sort of narrative drama of their own, which you just basically make up for yourself. So that's probably a bit of an oversimplification. The moment I say it, I don't agree with it, but I don't think there's a theme, but I'm kind of existential. You know, I'd say there's a certain disaffection with the way that the world is, and just trying to do something, or draw the line, for example, being the title of the new record, to draw the line. Where do you draw the line then? You know, to exist properly you need to take on board all the things that are wrong, and question yourself, and question your thoughts and your moods, and the way that you're living in a weird way. So you have to sort of you can't do that all the time, otherwise it just becomes it's sheer hell. So you at the same time you have to sort of harmonise within your own sort of these preoccupations with these issues, though they seem to just recur again and again, you know.
Yeah.
So that's one thing I keep barking on about. Sitting there, but it was White Ladder that was recorded at home, mostly at home anyway. That was just through necessity. We didn't have any money. Sort of few key donations of a few £1,000s to help us finish it off. But yeah, that was recorded in my bedroom with just a few bits of equipment. But weirdly that obviously became the sound of the record. But it's almost helpful, that, in a way, because you're constantly sort of trying to sound like as big as you can, but we just had none of that. None of those options were open, so we had to sort of get there via other means. So it was sort of limited palette, and it led to the form actually grew stronger of what we were doing, because we didn't have to think about all the things we could or couldn't have on the record. We had very little to put on there, so we got very creative with the small amount that we did, and we never tried. I think one of the great things that helped that record with not having anything was we couldn't make it sound big, so we couldn't be aggressive or loud, so everything had a kind of mellow tone and pace to it, so the song had to carry everything. So the vocal, you know, the vocals are big, but they're quite undersung, you know, most of them, so that really helped. I think it made it very easy to listen to, because it didn't push you away at all by sort of trying to prove a point. So it sort of flows effortlessly from start to finish. I can't believe how sort of chilled out it is when I listen back to it. I haven't listened to it for years and years, until I listened to it this year just to check some lyrics on something. I ended up listening to the whole record, really enjoyed it. It's definitely got something. It's a real thing of the time we were in. Croaky, you know.
If you had to play one song for the world, which song would you play then?
Well, it'd be Nemesis at the moment. It's because it's about 20 minutes long, so give me a decent spot there.
Yes, I'll end with that.
Hey, okay, it's David Gray here, reporting to Euphoria. I'm always here for you, if you know what I mean.
I'm a creeping end, intangible sense of life. I'm the memory you can't get out your head. If I leave you now, you wish you were so